Rise and reach for the stars, wild ones. It's Bernadette. I'm here with your Leo Tarot reading for March 2021. Your spirit animal of this month is the Woodpecker, and the tarot card is the Eight of Swords, and it's inverted. So let's talk about that. Leo, your motto is, I will, and you normally do. However, this is going to be a month for you to tap into the other side of cat energy, especially big cat energy, which is they have the self-control and the strength to know when to stay perfectly still and just observe situations and observe environments before they, go on the attack. And that's really what this month is going to be all about. However, you're probably going to feel a little bit like you're being forced to be held back, kind of like a cat feels when you try to pill them, which is why it never goes well. And you're really not. It's all about the planetary influences and everything that's happening astrologically. So even before I get into the heart of the reading, just know that through this month, it's going to feel like outside forces are trapping you or taking away your freedom. They're not. You're actually being called to be still and consider lots of different situations and people from different angles. So, you love to move forward and you love to be in the spotlight. And when a card is inverted, it does call for you to reflect and take caution and maybe even look for detours and maybe revise your plans or your thoughts or your emotions. And it's not a bad card. It just means that it's not optimal at this time. So whatever it is that you've got planned around romance, around career, around finances, around things for yourself, anything, just before you leap, just sit for a little while, because you might be dealing with some nagging feelings of doubts or questions that are just like tap, 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 which is that Woodpecker energy coming in, which is perfect for all the planetary alignments that are going on right now, right? And that is the Woodpecker. They're like you. When you say I will, till you drop over, you will go after what you want. Well, a Woodpecker is the same thing. That's why that's going to relate to the color red and the root chakra and them being a little bit hard-headed. The red is Mars and it's going to war, the red-headed woodpeckers, but they're relentless. When they want something in a tree or they want something anywhere, it's tap, 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 which interestingly enough, I don't remember it right off the top of my head, but there's something about the woodpecker's brain or something that wraps around in their cranium where when they're doing that, tick, 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 and it's really, really hard, it's not like, giving them brain injuries or anything. And so it might feel a little bit like that for you this month. You're like, oh my gosh, and you're in your head. Just channel Woodpecker. They're specifically designed to be able to keep tap, 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 tapping at what they want without suffering a brain injury. So they're also relentless, and that's where that is definitely something that's going to be called for you this month, is to be relentless, but relentless in your planning and your strategizing, not relentless in your moving forward. Although planning and strategizing is a way of moving forward, just not in the very forceful way you would normally move forward. So this is also a really good time, just when you're doing that, that considering and that planning and that strategizing, it's really important that you strip away the illusion. And what that means is anything that you think might be holding you back, or things that you don't even know to look for, kind of like holes in a plan, or holes in a, just holes in something, a pothole that you just may not see coming. Ask Spirit to open you up to that so you can see potential pitfalls before they happen. And this is a really good time astrologically for your zodiac sign. You'll be able to see those things. It'll get downloaded into your consciousness. So, maybe, and some of that might be the very last thing that you want to know about. Like, you don't like to think there's any such thing as a no-win situation, because Leos always win. But sometimes what you might perceive as a no-win situation really might come down to the old saying between couples, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy, right? So just really try to watch out for arguments that you might be wanting to engage in that will go on for no good reason forever, because no resolution will come of it. Maybe there's something you want to do, anyway, you get it. Just look out for the illusions and steady yourself and be willing to walk away from things that are simply not going to work out in either person's favor at any time soon, or maybe ever. Um, Also, you can be gaining ground and winning big now, but make sure that what it is that you're focused on is what you really want. Not you want to win, like it's just another win, but the subject about what you're going to be winning at. Because if you just get these random wins, you're going to be exhausted and you're going to come up feeling a little vacant if it's, like a little empty, like it was all anticlimactic. Oh, you got the win, but you don't care what the win was about. And on these particular things, those are illusions. You're not going to care enough about the win to make it worth going through all the rah, 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 of strutting around and, being the king of the forest. You're not going to, it won't work. Don't do it. Okay. So the trine in air signs on the 1st triggers luck and new opportunities, as the moon in Libra trines Jupiter in Aquarius and the lunar node in Gemini. You're pretty good. Cats are really good with unusual and unexpected changes, which are happening because of an intense planetary transit through Aquarius. Now, they don't like to be scared, but adaptability is really probably more of the word. Cats are really good at adapting. So make sure that you've got your adaptability, spigot on full force. Aquarius lies opposite of Leo, so any activity that occurs in Aquarius serves the function of agitating issues around your identity, your personal strengths, your emotions, and you may have plans for leadership or promotion that are actually assisted in the transits in Aquarius, especially Jupiter and Venus, but will shake down in ways you couldn't possibly have imagined. Now, when you get on the other side of these accomplishments and these things that you get, these goals that you achieve, you'll look back and know, you know what? Every single thing I did led me up to this moment. And it doesn't look exactly like what you had planned in your head. It's oh so much better. So just lean into the changes and lean into being flexible, right? Lean into being flexible. Okay. So you might even want to spend almost the whole month before you even make any kinds of decisions to move forward with a we'll see kind of attitude. And it's kind of like that old proverb about the man who falls off a horse, seemingly unfortunate, but who avoids conscription because of his broken leg, seemingly fortunate. The events at the first may seem like a detour, but they were actually a bridge. So you get what you wanted, just in maybe a little bit of a roundabout way. Make sure that you're willing to go that roundabout way. Also, let Woodpecker help you to pick up, to pick through the changes and challenges happening now as you decipher the best path to move forward. And sometimes no action right away is the best action, especially now that you actually have fortunate opportunities coming to you in disguise. Luckily, Jupiter spends this month in Aquarius, but so does Saturn, who can be a little bit of a downer. And whatever blessings Jupiter bestows, Saturn will follow up with some kind of bigger event. Could be a lesson, could be a cost, it could be a limitation, but it'll be bigger no matter how it shakes out. Jupiter makes you feel like you've won the lottery, but Saturn is the IRS coming to collect the share of your winnings. So it's that kind of juxtaposition-y thing. You don't want to give away all that money to the IRS, but then again, you wouldn't have had all that other money had you not won the lottery, which is very fortunate. So don't growl, about, it's kind of like take the bad with the good. It's like that, but don't even see it as bad. See it as it's just another component of my fortunate tidings. So the 2 planets in Aquarius across from your sign of Leo, even if you do break through, it might feel like every breakthrough that could help you turn a corner is also met with some kind of limitation or harsh lesson that follows. And that's okay, because the big lesson now is to reconcile interruptions to your ambition. Are you really being taken on detours, or are you being challenged to balance your personal desires with your responsibility, or what your perceived responsibility is, and your definite commitment to society at large, because you are such a philanthropist. You are just such a great giver and worrier of the people and champion of the people. That might feel like it needs some attention for you to kind of just like reconcile. Are they really limitations? Are you really being taken on detours? Or are these challenges to balance that or even ask you to step up more with all of your altruistic wants, needs, and desires. And slow down a bit. It'll, just take a little bit of time to contemplate that. Now, by March 5th, your ruling planet, the sun, is sandwiched between Neptune and Venus in Pisces. And this is an excellent time for creative projects, and that's especially for those motivated by spiritual ideals, healing, and a mission related to creating healing and connection with romantic or love interest. And you may also get swept away by love this month. Romantic interest and deep emotions are going to be very prevalent for you. However, it's also a good time to be careful about being susceptible to false flattery, and that's even the flattery that you give to yourself, Leo. So don't let empty words lead you astray. If it's something looks too good to be true, smells too good to be true, walks and talks like it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. But let Woodpecker help you chip away at all those illusions, because it can do, and that way you can see really below the surface and see what's really there. Now, this is all enhanced between the 10th and the 12th by the new moon on the 13th, and you might feel around that time, you might feel a flare in romance, attraction, creativity, but also in your intuition. So really be trusting your intuition at this time. On the 17th through the 20th, you may feel a release of pressure. Intense energies and anxieties prevalent earlier in the month may subside and give way to greater relaxation, definitely to emotional connections with others and a sense of harmony in your relationships. And you really love that. So you can look forward to that time. So also, Leo, for this tarot reading, when you're starting to figure, okay, well, what does the Nine of Wands inverted and what does the Woodpecker have inverted? This is a really important part, because by the time of the equinox, when the sun enters Aries, you're likely going to feel refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to move on that course that you've decided. And by the 24th and 25th, you may feel more emotionally triggered by a decision that you have to make relating to past wounds and deeper healing. The sun is conjunct with Chiron in Aries, and the moon is transiting your sign. So this can be a more emotional time for you. And if you'll try to, just find solace in drawing on your social connections and creative skills, that'll be great. Which is really kind of your way of turning the card around. I say a lot in my daily readings, when we get an inverted card, it's for us to learn the lessons of the challenges from that inverted tarot card and its, in its traditional meanings. And I sing a little, turn the card around. And that's actually what's going to happen for you astrologically. And if you just give it that little bit of oomph with your mighty will, you'll do really great. So your planetary ruler, the sun, again plays a key role on the 28th, as the full moon in Libra is a time of intensifying polarity. This time in your personal desires and your passions and your need to cooperate and collaborate with those around you. You might feel during all of that, impulsive, and that you just want to do what you do, which is take charge. But remember, this is a time, it's an important time of working in tandem with a partner or other friends or allies. So we're looking for the group thing rather than the, I am the king of the forest. Don't be the king of the forest. Play nice with all the other kitties, Kitties, kitties in the forest, okay? Now, an ongoing theme for you this month, and one Woodpecker is really well suited to help you with, is the balance between personal power in the form of individualism and personal autonomy, and the power you wield when working in collaboration with others. Questions of how your authority and power are used for self-promotion, maybe a little bit of narcissism, making yourself, just making yourself seem bigger and more important than the others. You don't do that. Use that instead to uplift others, and that is a very, very central theme for you through this month. So, Leo, I hope you liked I hope it was helpful, your tarot card reading for March 2021. Again, the things that are going on for you astrologically are a little bit tough for your zodiac sign, but remember, your motto is I will, and so you shall. I hope that was helpful. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, subscribe to my YouTube channel, do good for animals, and above all, stay wild.